Hello, welcome to another video, another day of Vida, and you know what? I haven't filmed a video in what feels like ages. Despite the fact that I've been uploading daily, I haven't actually filmed anything in a week because I had pre-filmed and pre-edited so much, and now this weekend I need to get the rest of this done and ready. But hi, welcome. I don't know what day I'm putting this particular video up on, but welcome to another day of Vida. Today, as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail, we're doing a Q&A. I asked for some Qs over on Instagram and Twitter a little while back now. I was meaning to film this before now, but here we are. So I've got some questions that you guys want to know some answers to, and I thought I would do this here. I haven't done a Q&A here in a long time, so that's what we're going to do. It's pretty casual. I've got some chocolate buttons to keep me company, and some Sneak. I will pre-warn you now, I am not going to do all the snazzy editing where I put the questions up on the screen. I don't have the energy for that, so I'm just going to read them out. But yeah, I haven't gone through these in advance and picked out which ones I'm going to answer. We're just going to see what happens. Let's start with the Twitter questions and see what people over there would like to know. And first up, Pris is hitting me with a hard one, and she's asked Victoria or Sebastian, being Victoria Schwab or Sebastian de Castell. You can't see my Sebastian de Castell shrine because it's just at the top, on top of my Schwab one, but this is horrible because they are my two favourite authors, that's not a secret. However, I think I've recently come to a realisation on this one myself, that Seb comes out on top. I have never been disappointed by a Sebastian de Castell book, whereas I have been disappointed by a Schwab book. Overall, I just think Seb's vibe overall fits me better, and one of his books is my favourite book of all time, so it has to be Seb over Victoria, but they are my two favourite authors, so kicking it off with a hard one. She's also asked, what colour is your hair going to be besides red? I think I might go pink next, just for summer. Why not? We'll see when it happens, but this is obviously a fresh do. This is the first video I'm filming with this hair as well. Ta-da! But yeah, I think I might go pink in the summer. We'll see what happens. What would you do with £1 million? Never work again. I would live completely within my means. I would not be extravagant about it, but I would live. I mean, that would be a lot of money to live with, so I would probably also, help my parents live, but that's honestly what I would do. Who is your favourite non-booktuber in the community? Winky wink. This is obviously coming from Pris, so I have to say Pris. Steph has then asked, what was the book that you actively remember that got you into reading? Does this make any sense? With a froggy emoji. A book that got me into reading. This is a question, I feel it comes up quite a lot with, bookish Q&As, what book got you into reading? And I've always been into reading, there isn't a particular book that I read at a certain age, as soon as I could read, I did. And I've actively read throughout, primary school, high school, college, and I'm still a reader, so I wouldn't say there is necessarily one that got me into reading, because I've always been pretty into reading, so I don't have an answer to this, but I suppose as a kid, the Rainbow Magic books were, my favourite, so them if they count. And then she's also asked, if you could drop yourself into any movie, what would it be and why? Touché, ma'am, because this is a question that I asked Sebastian de Castell in my interview with him. What movie would I drop myself into? It would have to be a Ghibli one, because they are my favourite movies. Maybe Howl's Moving Castle, just to experience the, magic of that world and have the opportunity to visit them to get, some sort of magic potion or something. Or Kiki's Delivery Service for a very similar reason, just the magic of that world. It's quite an ordinary world other than the fact that every town has a witch. Probably something like them, and they're some of my favourite movies, comfort movies, so I would probably drop myself into one of them. Fran has asked, is there a particular booktuber who inspired you to start your channel? This is a story that I've definitely told before, but it's actually G from Book Roast. We were friends before we started Booktube. I started my Bookstagram and then kind of told her all about it, and she was like, oh cool, I'm gonna do that, and she started her Bookstagram, and then she started her YouTube channel and told me all about it, and I was like, oh cool, I'm gonna do that. So we kind of just followed each other into this, and here we are now. Chloe has asked, if you had to get an emoji tattooed, which one would it be? Which one would it be? Would it be the bee? I already have a bee. This is hard. No, it would be this one. It would be the little rock hands. That's what emoji I would get. Amy has asked, could you ever see yourself writing a book? Absolutely not. I like writing in terms of give me a very small snippet of an idea and I'll try and write something fun for that. But get me to write anything more than 500 words, I can't do it. So probably not. I just don't think I have the attention span to be a writer. I'm much more of a reader. Bev has asked, do you have a favourite picture book and what is it? From when I was a kid, it was probably something like Room on the Broom. It's just one that I remember from my childhood, Room on the Broom, with the witch on the broom. More recently, I don't read picture books. I'm big into middle grade, but I'm not big into picture books. But one that I know that my sister's got, which I really enjoy, or enjoy the concept of, is The Day That Crayons Quit, which is about crayons quitting, but also the book with no pictures, which defeats the point of it being a picture book because there are no pictures, but it is sold as a picture book, but it's just typography, and it's quite funny. I like that one. Describe your dream home library or reading room. You know what? I'm happy with this one. I would like it to be perhaps a little bit bigger, maybe big enough to have another couple shelves and perhaps a sofa bed in it, but I don't need anything extravagant. Just somewhere warm and cozy where I can fit a bunch of books and maybe a sofa bed. That's all I want. What is your favourite book from a genre you don't usually like? I feel like I need to go into like contemporary zone, but I don't have one. Or historical fiction, which again, I don't have one. This is hard. Oh, actually, would Annihilation count? Although it is a sci-fi and I do like sci-fi, it's also a thriller. It's a sci-fi thriller and I don't like thrillers, but this is one of my favourite books of all time. I really enjoy this one. Tracy has asked, if you wrote a book, what genre would it be? It would be a fantasy. It would probably be some sort of political fantasy. Will I ever write it? Absolutely not. But it would probably be some sort of political fantasy. Out of all of the books you've read, what is your least favourite? Given to the Sea by Mindy McGuinness. I hate that book. If you were a character in Sebastian's next book of either Spellslinger or the Great Coat series, what would your name be? And what would your character do? I am not cool enough to be anything. Like, at all. I mean, I've got the red hair to perhaps be something related to Farius. Maybe I could be like Farius's long-lost cousin somewhere. But I ain't cool enough for that. Carrie has asked what my favourite song is. My favourite song is Jadeyraereads by All Time Low. It's where my name came from. My name is not actually Jade Ray. Ray is not my middle name. It is my sister's middle name, but it's not mine. My name came from the song Jadeyraereads. I took the S, turned it into a D, and I'm Jadeyraereads because that is my favourite song. Would past Jade like present Jade's reading taste and vice versa? I would not like past me's reading taste because past me read a lot of popular books. Past me read a lot of John Green. Yeah, no. Would past me like present me's reading taste? I do think so. Because I think past me only read what she read because it was what was kind of popular and shoved in your face. And past me didn't have the initiative to go and find what she actually wanted to read. So I think if present me could give past me some of the books that I read now, past me would be very grateful for it. What is the book you wish you could read again for the first time and the one you wish you could forget forever? I want to read The Great Coats again for the first time because my favourite book series and I want to experience it again. I will never be able to read Night's Shadow for the first time again and it's my favourite book. So That's a little bit sad. A book I wish I could forget, Given to the Sea. Or Murder Most Unladylike. Do you think you'll ever get Jake to read a book? No. And favourite season? Autumn, but like early autumn, so late summer, early autumn is probably like my favourite season because I hate being cold. What fictional character do you see yourself as? None of them. I'm not cool enough for that. I'm not cool enough to be a fictional character. I would be some really boring side character somewhere. I don't know. I don't know who I relate to. I was just thinking maybe like Bronte from Bronte Metalstone because sass. I feel like I could be her. Cece has asked, what would you like to tell yourself back when you started Booktube based on what you know now? God damn, girl, relax. Chill. Just relax your shoulders, stop tensing your jaw, you don't have to shout about it. They can hear you. Just relax your body. Don't be so tense. Because she was. And she came across as aggressive just because she was scared. And she's also asked, if you had to pick one series to keep with you for the rest of your life, what would it be? The Greatcoats. Jess has asked, very specifically, if you did read a romance, would you read Red, White and Royal Blue or Get a Life, Chloe Brown? I would read Get a Life, Chloe Brown because I've heard more good things about that one from people I trust, and I've been told that if there was ever a romance that I wouldn't hate, it would probably be one of the Brown sister ones, so I would go for that. Will I ever do it? Probably not. But if I had to, it would probably be one of the Brown sister ones. Number 2, would you ever get a cat or a dog? Jake despises cats. He really doesn't like cats. So no. Dog? Absolutely. We want a dog so badly. We just can't get one yet. We can't get one in this house. It wouldn't be fair. It's not big enough. Our garden's not big enough, so we would have to wait until we get a bigger house before we got a dog, but we do want one, so we will probably get one eventually, just not yet. Number 3 from Jess, what is your favourite part of doing Middle Grade Monthly? Chatting to everyone about middle grade books, and picking up more middle grade books, and encouraging people to pick up middle grade books, and also hanging out with Gavin for an hour, because that's just fun. Of all your Booktube friends, who are you so excited to meet when the pandemic lets you? Everybody. I want to meet everyone. I feel like we've all discussed it, and we've discussed this, like, oh, when we can, we just all should get together somewhere. So, all of them. The Book Dreamers Ali has asked, what filming equipment do you use? I use a Canon EOS 750D with a Rode, is it called a Go? A Rode mic, and then I have an umbrella light over there, and a tripod. There you go. What advice would you give to small booktubers? Relax. Probably the same advice I would give to me when I started. Chill is fine. Or I suppose that's more newbie booktubers would be relax. To small booktubers, just keep going. If you're enjoying it, keep going, do what you do. Be yourself, make content that you enjoy. That's the important thing about it. They don't need advice. They're doing great. If you were to rank these 3 in order of importance to you, what would they be? Atmosphere, plot, and characters. Plot, characters, atmosphere. Although, no, it would be characters, plot, atmosphere. Because I could read a book with not a great plot if it's got great characters. I don't think I could read a book with a good plot if I didn't care for the characters. I don't think I could do it that way round. She's then asked, what is your no-no in friendships? For me, a no-go in a friendship is not being proud of your friend's successes. I've had friendships that have deteriorated because of this. Your friend's success does not mean your loss. You should be happy for them when they succeed and do great things. Be proud of them. Be happy for them. So yeah, not supporting your friend's success. Caitlin's also asked about Schwab or De Castell. It's De Castell. Ooh, Laura's asked, Vicious or A Darker Shade of Magic? A Darker Shade of Magic. That's hard though. I like both of them very much, but A Darker Shade of Magic. Which animal / creature companion would you be? Not in general like a cat, but specifically a character from a book, like the giant cat from Nevermore. I probably would be Fenestra, actually, yeah. The giant cat from Nevermore. Good shout. What are some specific details you already planned regarding your wedding? Like, nothing. We were planning on getting married in 2023. We think we might have to push that now. So we're in for a long engagement, but that's fine. We're young, it's fine. Small details would be our colour scheme, I guess. Obviously, it's gonna be red. Black, white and red is our thing. And the fact that I want my wedding dress to have long sleeves, that's about the extent of the plan. We think we have our venue, but we need to go and see it. And like, there are other things that I would like, but we really need to see them first. Also, I want a naked wedding cake. There you go. I don't like fondant, so the wedding cake is not having fondant on it. What is the best part about doing YouTube? It's the cheesiest part about this answer. Whenever anyone answers this question, it's the community, the friends you make. Honestly, my favourite part about the entire YouTube journey that I've been on doing this is the friends that I have made along the way, because they are my best friends. So, the people. Have you considered just doing YouTube full-time as your only job? It is not stable enough for me to do that. I could not. It's just not a stable enough income for me to do that. Would I like to? Absolutely. Current read, you know what? At the point of filming this, I'm not currently reading anything. My next read will be Wind Witch by Susan Dennard, but currently I'm not reading anything. Favourite book or book series from Sebastian de Castell? Great Coats, Night's Shadow. DNF'd any books? I recently DNF'd The Once and Future Witches by Alex Harrow. Any books that have gotten you out of a book slump? Any tips? Short books. Short middle grades specifically tend to do it for me if I'm feeling a bit slumpy. Either a comic or a short middle grade. Something that you can get through really quickly so you get back into consuming a story and it gives you that little sense of accomplishment of, oh yeah, I remember how to finish something, and then maybe work yourself back up to the bigger books. But yeah, start small again to remind yourself that you can finish a book. You can do this. How did you and your partner meet? He hates this story, so I don't think I should put it in a video, but we met in Asda, which is a supermarket in England. It's the UK equivalent of Walmart. We met in Asda. Oh, this is an interesting question from Faye. Who is the best Kel? Spellslinger, Mistborn, or Shades of Magic? Because all of those main characters are called Kel. This is hard. They're all so different. I mean, obviously I have a super soft spot for Kellen from Spellslinger, and I feel like because we spend so much more time with him and we see such a vast development in him, probably him. And the tone of voice in that book, probably Spellslinger Kel, but I do love all of those Kels. Maybe I just need more books with Kel as the main character. Seem to like them. The Lawn Gnome has asked, have you finished your giant bag of gummy baby dolphins? Yes. Although I didn't get through them alone, Jake helped. But yes. Favourite video you've made? Honestly, probably any of my Read It likes. I really enjoy doing them. I enjoy editing them and I like putting them out. They're fun to plan, they're fun to film. So any of the Read It likes are probably my favourites. If you could pick two book characters to be friends with, who would you choose? Callan and Ferius from Spellslinger. What's a book that you would gladly set on fire? Keeper of the Lost Cities. What colour would you never dye your hair? Black. Because I like to change it so often. If I dyed it black, I would be stuck. So I would never dye it black. What would your superhero power be? Telekinesis. How much do you regret Vida? And are you gonna start planning your videos regularly now? You know what? This is a very good question, and thank you, Kirsten, for that. I don't regret it. I think there is still time for me to regret it next month when all of my analytics just go maybe then I'll regret it, but currently I don't. It's been fun and I'm feeling confident that I will actually get it done. I'm feeling good about that, so yeah, I don't regret it yet. Will I regularly plan my content? Probably not. I'm probably gonna slip right back into my old ways and then I will regret doing that, because pre-filming and scheduling is such a great thing. Like, for the last week, videos have gone up every day and I haven't had to do anything. It's been great. So I should. Will I? Probably not. Let's dig into some Instagram questions now and see what folks there had to ask. Cozy Coffee Book asked, what do you and Jake do for a living? I am a digital marketing executive for a company that deals with insurance claims, and Jake is a premises supervisor, he's a caretaker, at a primary school. That's what we do for a living. Lucy Lou has asked, do you ever want children and how long have you and Jake been together? Children is a no-go for me. I do not want any. Me and Jake have had those discussions. Children are not on the cards. I don't like kids and I don't want any. How long have me and Jake been together? 7 years? I think this year will be our 7th anniversary. 7 years. KM Books has asked, is the short Polathon readathon happening? There will be a short one this year that is not the regular Polathon. I just don't know when or what quite yet, but there will be one. Amber has asked, what type of music do you like? Pop punk. I'm a pop punk girl. Which YouTuber's books are you gonna read next? I assume you mean for a read it like, and you'll just have to stay tuned, but I do have some plans. Best tips for reading more. Carve out time in your day to actually do it, because there's no tips other than that will be successful, I don't think. Actually carve out the time to do it, and listen to audiobooks when you can. If you don't dedicate the time to actually sit down and read, then you won't read. Has Booktube helped you to become more confident? Confident in front of a camera? Yes. Confident in general? No. I think my retail job is what took me out of my bubble a little bit. I used to be really shy when I was younger. I got a retail job. I'm not shy anymore. Here's a good question. How do you balance work and Booktube? How much time does Booktube actually take? A lot. Like, a lot of time. I work 9 to 5:30 Monday to Friday. Now I'm back in the office. It's like an hour to and from work each day as well. So that's a big chunk of my Monday to Friday days. Mondays are always a sucker because I always edit my vlog on a Monday. So I get home from work, I edit, I go to bed. Weekends tend to be filming time, and it depends what you're filming as to how much time it takes, but overall it's a good, like, part-time job, if not a full-time job, depending on how much content you're making. For example, for Vida, it's been a bit of a full-time job. I absolutely went kind of overkill at the beginning of the month with the filming and the editing constantly. That was definitely at least like 8 hours a day. In fact, would I say I do that of a Saturday or a Sunday? Very possibly. If you then consider that you actually have to read books to be able to talk about them, it's a lot of time, but it's worth it, in my opinion. And as I say, it depends on what you're filming. Can you tell us more about your day job? I don't know how interesting it is, but as I said, I'm a digital marketing executive. It sounds really fancy. It's not that fancy. But I do all of the creative marketing content for the company that I work for. It's a lot of preparation of sales presentations, manning the website, the social media profiles, helping with general marketing and sales strategy, content creation, as I say, so writing press releases, white papers, bit of market research, creating pretty graphics sometimes. That's my favourite. And we've got more into animation, so within the last 6-ish months I've taught myself how to animate. Not very well, but I'm learning. That's what I do. What are your recommendations for great middle grade fantasies? I have a video on that. I have my favourite middle grades of all time. You should check it out. If you could travel anywhere, where would you go? I want to go to New Zealand. Desperately. New Zealand is like top of my bucket list. I want to go to New Zealand. Do you watch other types of YouTube videos beside Booktube? And if so, what do you enjoy watching? I love ASMR videos. I watch ASMR most nights, so I'm a big fan of that. But also Simply Nailogical and Simply Podlogical. I really enjoy their content. That's it, really. Yeah, Booktube, Simply Nailogical and Podlogical, and ASMR. How are the wedding plans going? They're not, really. Yeah. Life is getting in the way, unfortunately. What does your family think about you doing YouTube? They love it. They're super proud. Yeah, everyone's pretty on board. It always surprises my dad when I talk about it. He's like, oh really? Wow. Favourite crisps flavour? I like barbecue beef hula hoops, prawn cocktail if we're going for like Walkers. Pringles has got to be barbecue, so it's probably the barbecue overall. But you know what, sometimes you just can't beat a ready salted. Do you like football? Not really. I have to watch it because Jake's into it. He's a Liverpool fan, therefore I am a Liverpool fan. Would you ever dye your hair another colour than red? Yes, I would, and I have. What hair dye do you use? Entirely depends on what colour I'm going. This is Live XXL Pillarbox Red. However, I do really like Bleach London's Icy Red, I think it's called, and Crazy Colour by Rembo's Vermilion. But also if I'm going for more of a pink tone, Fire from Crazy Colour is more of a pinky red. And what else? Tangerine Dream from Bleach London is good. It really depends what colour I'm going for. What is your favourite book in the Spellslinger series? Good question. Maybe Queenslayer or Crownbreaker. That's hard. Lots of questions about dyeing my hair other colours. Are you sick of my red hair? What colour do you want me to dye my hair? Because there are a lot of questions on that. What colour do you want to see it? Let me know. What is your dream job? I always wanted to be an editorial designer. I was offered a job as an editorial designer and I turned it down, mainly because I didn't like the vibe of the company when I went in for like my taster day sort of thing. But I still think it would be an editorial designer. It just has to be for the right company. And I don't know who that is yet, but I also really do enjoy doing marketing. Just maybe in a different sector, like insurance ain't fun. Or, you know, just doing this. That'd be great. If the income was stable, this. A genre you like but don't talk that much about. It would probably be sci-fi. I don't think I read enough sci-fi, but I do like sci-fi. But otherwise, I'm a fantasy girl and we all know it. This is interesting. What would your death row meal be? Christmas dinner. Love a Christmas dinner. Delicious. How many books do you own? Off the top of my head, I could not tell you. Am I going to count them all? No. Last time I counted, it was about 500. Feel like it might be more than that. I don't know. What is my favourite Disney film? I mean, do I go with Frozen 2? Maybe. But also Mulan. I love Mulan. Probably Mulan. Do you ever speak in your head like you're speaking to an audience? Yes. That's normal, right? Sometimes I do just like, not speak out loud, but speak out loud in my head. You know when you're just thinking, your thought is quicker than your speech. Sometimes I just slow that right down and speak in my head as if I'm speaking to a person. But I think that's normal. But yes, I do that. If you could teach any class at a school for magic and adventure, what would you teach? Ooh. If I want my magical ability to be telekinesis, could I teach telekinesis? I don't know. Like using telekinesis as a weapon? Combat through telekinesis. Is that a thing? It should be. Are there any books where that's a thing? Because there should be. There were quite a lot of questions about the wedding. I will update you when we know more about that, but as I say, at the minute, life has happened. Pretty much the house is falling apart. It's not falling apart, just we found some issues that are going to be expensive for us to fix, and that's more of a priority than getting married. Like, obviously, we are engaged, we will still be getting married at some point, but weddings are expensive and we don't want to get a loan to pay for it. We are going to save up and pay for our wedding. So the money that we had saved towards that already is going to be going on getting the problems with the house fixed instead, which pretty much pushes back to square one with the wedding planning. It's annoying, but when we actually have something concrete, I'm sure I will let you know. You'll probably hear all about it in vlogs and stuff, but yeah, life has got in the way of that one, unfortunately. There you go, I'm gonna leave it at that. There were so many questions about my hair. But yeah, that was that. Thank you ever so much to everyone who submitted some questions and stuff. If you want me to do another Q&A at some point, let me know. I feel like they were all very bookish questions. Maybe we could do like a bit more personal sometime? I don't know. Would you want to know that? Would you want to ask me some like deep and dark personal questions? Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit today. Thanks for getting to know me a little bit better. And I guess I will see you again tomorrow, because whatever day I put this up on, it definitely isn't the last day. So I will definitely see you tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, give us a thumbs up. Chat to me down below in response to any of those questions, or letting me know if you do want a more personal Q&A at some point. Let me know if you're interested. Yeah. Alright. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!